it to him, BMI.
You guys didn't miss the part earlier, did you?
All right. Congratulations to Beanie and Noah, and a huge congratulations to everyone who made this day so special.
You guys are talking. If you keep it down,
Come on. Okay, can you hear me now? A big congratulations to Beanie and Noah, and an even bigger to everyone here who made this day so incredible. To all of you who traveled by planes, trains, automobiles, it truly means the world to Beanie and Noah. And by bus. No one take that bus back. It's bad. To stand up with them on this special day, to our families, and to Jeff and I, to have you experience our home away from home. I want to thank especially Jeff's family for everything they've done to make this day possible, especially for putting up with me the last few weeks. Thank you, Kate and John, for letting 20 and now 60 plus Americans take over your house.
Sometimes you scoot back actually behind the speaker. There might be like a loop.
Get up on stage.
Shannon did want to sing today. Thank you, Rosemary and Nigel. Thank you, Rosemary, for growing over 750 geraniums and flowers for the garden. Thank you, Nigel, for helping to plant them. A huge thank you to our mom and dad for your support and pure physical labor. I'm so glad you didn't keel over this week.
It was almost one wedding and 2 funerals.
And thank you so much, the Davies, for helping to make this whole week such a success. We couldn't have done it without you. Thank you so much. Just want to say that Pines is truly a magical place, as you've now experienced, and Beanie and Noah, like we did, fell in love with it at first sight. We're sure that Queen Victoria must have thought so as well, since she had one of the Lord's nieces as a bridesmaid at her own wedding here, and we still have the myrtle bush up in the rose garden, which grew from a clipping in Queen Victoria's bouquet that she gave to each bridesmaid, and I snuck a little bit into Beanie's today.
All right.
Noah and Beanie also went to great lengths to tie their knot here, having had to spend exactly 9 nights of residency here in Exeter this winter before being able to register their wish to marry. For 15 days, the announcement is nailed on a bulletin in the town hall for any possible public objections, and then on to the priest for the traditional wedding banns, which were first recorded in the Catholic Church in England in 1215 and still performed here today. Their upcoming marriage announcement had then been posted in a bulletin of the church and announced at Mass every week for 3 weeks, just in case any last-minute objections came up at the very end. Dad went to Mass for 2 weeks in a row.
I prayed hard.
So no wonder all the storybooks tell us about couples stealing away across the border to Scotland to marry in secret. It's pretty hard to get married here. If they've accomplished this, then their marriage will be built to last.
All right.
Still going. As the youngest of the Foleys, I think my siblings would all agree I had it the easiest growing up. Noah, I'm sure you can relate. And they are probably right, but they're also not the ones who have permanent bumps and scars from being thrown about like a rag doll as a baby. Beanie said, and I quote, "Yay, now we have a real baby to play house with." But I must say, it's all thanks to her that I'm standing here today. She risked her own life to save me from drowning when I was 1, holding me above water as she slipped down the slope of the deep end, fully submerged. Dad had to jump in to save us both.
Shan, I'll say you definitely had it easy growing up. Minnie and I used to joke that we had it the hardest as the 2 true middle children. Heather's the oldest, Jim's the only boy, and Shannon's the baby. Minnie and I used to call ourselves the slaves in the middle. Always there to help clean and do chores, never feeling spoiled. Yeah, exactly. Though I won't say Heather and Jim didn't have some hard times growing up too. Poor Heather. was constantly babysitting us kids while Mom and Dad were off vacationing. And she had to live through all the first... Yes, drinking and vacation. Drinking while vacationing. And she had to live through all the firsts growing up. To this day, she was the only one who ever got grounded by Mom and Dad. They stopped trying or caring after her. And let's not forget the time Bean and I chased Jim into the street on his big wheel, and he got hit by a car. Thank God he wasn't injured.
Debatable. Permanent brain damage.
Dad was not happy. I've always considered myself so lucky to be so close with all four of my siblings. Through all of our different phases of life, we've all remained best friends, though I think the fact that Beanie and I are the closest in age, influenced how close we were growing up. Beanie's been my best friend for most of my life, though she wanted nothing to do with me until around 1986. She was 7 and I was 5, but more importantly, that was the year Heather turned 9 and stopped letting Beanie follow her around and try to Beanie and I were pretty much inseparable after that, and her friends were nice enough to let me tag along with them from grade school. Grade school slumber parties to high school parties up at Diamond Lake. Over the years, we've shared friends, clothes, cars, and apartments, yet somehow managed to maintain our individuality and not kill each other along the way.
As the eldest of the Foleys, I think that my siblings would all agree I had it the hardest growing up. With all the bruises Shannon. Not as many bruises as Shannon. With changing diapers, babysitting, and the worst, having Mom and Dad dress us 3 girls as triplets all the time, and in the same Easter dresses, same overalls, and even the same Halloween costumes. I used to be so annoyed at my little followers and longed for my own identity, so it's funny now that the tables have turned and I try to borrow all of Beanie's clothes, buy the exact same necklace or boots she just bought, and risk annoying her over knowing how cute I'll look with Beanie's great taste on myself.
All right, now that we've all tried to defend our place in line, let's be real. Jim takes the cake for being the only boy and putting up with us girls all the The most endearing thing about Beanie is that she has to be in the know at all times. Whether it's the latest Hollywood gossip, the hottest fashion trends, or where Mom and Dad are eating dinner that night, Beanie has the 411. She studied telecommunications in college, and although her current job may have nothing to do with the media, she might as well be Juliana Rancic in her spare time.
She wishes.
Exactly. At any given moment when my phone rings, I'd wager that 85% of the time it's Beanie calling to say, "What are you doing? Where are you going? Call me later." While some people might find this bothersome, I'm happy to know that someone cares about the fact that I'm on my way to Starbucks for the 4th consecutive time that week, or still alive after spending hours on end cooped up in the library studying for finals. If you ever want to know anything about one of the Foleys, ask Beanie. She'll give you all the deets, while at the same time making you feel cared about and included.
Beanie is also an incredibly loyal person, a quality that she and Noah share, and it's probably the reason they both have so many friends. It seems like every time Mark and I visit South Bend, Beanie and Noah have a wedding or birthday party to attend, and we rarely get to see them. They had to get married 4,000 miles away from home just to manage their guest list. But you can never have too many friends, and they are both living testaments to this. We're all just glad that we made the cut.
As sisters often do, we used to fantasize together about what our future husbands might be doing at that exact second, right? Little did we know that mine was across the Atlantic eating beans on toast. And yours was right in your own backyard. See, Bean, the grass isn't always greener on the other side, unless it's in England, of course.
I've always been jealous that the 3 sisters got to live in Chicago together for the better part of a decade, sharing clothes, painting the town red, and just spending quality time together. Much to Beanie's dismay, I got a taste of this when I moved into her tiny studio apartment a couple Decembers ago in the city. Boy, was that an interesting 3 months. She may not admit this now, but I'm pretty sure Beanie's never loathed anyone more. We laughed, we cried, we yelled, and we cried again. But when you live on top of another person for such lengths, you learn as much as there is to know about them. I may not have witnessed the wrathful rage, or I may have witnessed the wrathful rage of an older sister. That red hair of hers is no coincidence. But I also realize she has one of the biggest hearts of anyone I know. Amen. I saw how much it swelled up when Noah came to visit or called her on the phone. Whether I wanted to or not, I overheard many phone conversations, and with every call, her face lit up. I saw what Noah couldn't see on the other end of the line. She was smitten. I've never seen my sister smile and laugh more. I feel extremely lucky to have gotten so close to you both, and I want to take this time to apologize for being the third wheel for most of your relationship. I really am. For what many of you don't know is that I crashed their very first date.
No! Okay.
A trip to the movies to see Zac Efron's Charlie St. Cloud. Sorry, Noah, I had to.
I didn't know who he was! I did not know who he was!
He didn't know what it was. He didn't know what it was.
He took his shirt off in the middle of the movie and I heard 2 gasps on both sides of me and I knew I was there.
Any guy who would sit through an Efron flick with 2 girls gushing over every scene is a keeper in my book. From that day forward, I knew Noah was the one for my sister. Now, she and I reside at the Foley Hotel. Our poor parents have yet to experience life as empty nesters.
They're never leaving.
Our bedrooms but 15 feet from each other, separated by walls we fully appreciate. I finally know what it feels like to live with a sibling, and just as I'm getting used to it, she's moving on to greener pastures. An amazing house all of us like to call Big Blue. This means no more walking into the next room to borrow a top and necklace. No more getting ready together and fighting over the vanity or the shower. And no more late night chats and yelling goodnight to each other from the other room. Luckily, Blue's only a few blocks away, so he can't get rid of us that easily. Now Noah is stepping in as Beanie's roommate. By far the best one yet. To remind her of us, Noah, you must remember 3 things. Sing to her often. Sing to her often. Be her best friend. That's an inside joke between me and Noah.
But you must cook and bake for her and kill spiders and bugs for her.
Be her best listener and advice giver.
So to close, we feel it's only fitting to quote the great Jane Austen, seeing as she once used pines as inspiration. There could have been no 2 hearts so open, no tastes so similar, no feelings so in unison. I can't think of 2 people who balance each other out the way Beanie and Noah do. They truly are a perfect match, and we couldn't be happier to welcome Noah into the family.
I didn't get a rope out of that guy.